welcome to John Eats Cheap, a big cooking video in our new kitchen. I'm loving it. And we're gonna do, Mrs. Cheap found this recipe. We love Amy Schumer. Shout out to Amy Schumer, our new next best friend. She has a new cooking show and her husband is a chef and she's kind of learning how to cook. And we saw a recipe she did for chicken wings, and we're huge wing fans, and these are totally different than any kind of wings we'd ever done before. You need chicken wings, thaw them out, get them to room temperature. You need white wine vinegar, olive oil, soy sauce, and honey. And that's it for the glaze on the wings. We'll do a little couple ingredient sauce as well. But we're gonna test Amy's recipe and see how it is. So the great thing is with these sauces, you don't have to be exact. So it's 2 tablespoons. I'm not gonna use a tablespoon, I'll just pour a little in. First ingredient, I will say white wine vinegar. I had another bottle that had been open for a while, but it didn't look clear like this. And I wondered, you know, when wine goes bad, you say, oh, it turned into vinegar. What does bad vinegar turn into? I don't know, but I didn't want to chance it. So I'm using a new one. So 2 tablespoons white wine vinegar, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. That's going to give it good saltiness. And 1 tablespoon of honey. And honey, you know what? Try measuring that in a tablespoon. And this hasn't even been opened yet. I should have known that was going to happen. All right, let's see if it works. Hey, peeled right off. All right, thank you, Clover Honey. Fancy Honey, Berry Hill. Good job out of you. Try and get a tablespoon out of there. And that's about a tablespoon. And now we're just gonna mix this up. Make a nice little sauce out of it. Our wings have been getting to room temperature. That's what they suggest. Preheat the oven to 400 degrees. So we have our room temperature wings, our sauce. We're just gonna put these into the sauce. I had these drying out on a paper towel just to get the excess moisture off of them. Can't wait to try these. I mean, with honey and soy sauce, you talk about sweet and salty. Now the recipe actually calls for 5 pounds of wings. This is, I think, 40 ounces, which wouldn't be anywhere near 5 pounds. 5 pounds would be a lot of wings. So I'll get this in here. Toss these around, try and get them all evenly coated.
You really need a haircut, honey.
This weekend, I think, after the move, we found the clippers. Even though the barbershops can open, I can imagine it's going to be impossible to get into a salon or a barbershop. So I think the first haircut may be, if you are a barber, I would come out of retirement, be open 7 days a week for about 16 hours a day, and you will make a lot of money. But you know what? They deserve it. They haven't been able to be open for 2 months. That's 2 months of no income. Feel bad for them. All right, we're kind of evenly coated there. So now I get rid of this pan, and I get my prepared parchment paper lined pan, and we're just gonna lay these out onto the pan. As I said, oven is preheating 400. We're going to cook them for 30 minutes, then we'll flip them and jack the temperature up a little bit. That's what Amy Schumer says to do. By the way, if you haven't seen her show, it is awesome. What is it on the Food Network now? We have a thunderstorm going on right now. And Dewey doesn't like thunder. Most dogs don't. So he's freaking out a little bit. But thunderstorm or no thunderstorm, we're having wings for dinner. Of course, unless the power goes out. Wouldn't be the first time. So there they are. I got them kind of evenly spaced there. And now, so now we just take the extra stuff and drizzle it over the top of those wings. And you can use foil if you don't have parchment paper. Parchment paper is just really I went 25 years of cooking and never used it. Mrs. Cheap one time said, why don't you try parchment paper for that? And I love it. We go through 3 rolls of parchment a year. All right, there's our sauce on top. And these are going into the oven, 400 degrees for 30 minutes. So now we're gonna make the sauce, which is 1/2 shallot. And I don't have a shallot, so I'm just using white onion. I mean, it is the pandemic, you can't get everything. We're trying to do it with what's on hand, right? And a shallot's kind of oniony, so I'm just gonna dice this up real fine and add some plain Greek yogurt. And this is almost kind of like a tzatziki sauce, a gyro sauce. So I'm just gonna dice this up, try and get it as fine as I can. I didn't really need the sauce. And I asked Mrs. Cheap, you want me to make the sauce too? And she's like, that's the way Amy eats it. Yes, I want the sauce.
I don't sound like that.
No, you don't sound like that. Okay, so there's our diced julienne shallot. Don't tell Amy. Okay, now we need 1 cup of plain yogurt, and we did just happen to have some plain Greek yogurt. I don't even remember what we used this for, but it wasn't that long ago. Oh, it was for a pizza crust, I believe, wasn't it? That didn't work for anything.
The pizza crust was good. It was those rolls. Ugh.
Yeah. So there's our yogurt. Our onion goes in. To that we add lemon juice, which we actually have fresh squeezed lemon juice because Mrs. Cheap made her first batch of limoncello for the year, and that creates a lot of lemon juice. We'll show you a picture of the limoncello here. It's in progress. So I'm going to add, it's the juice of 1/2 lemon. I don't know, you just kind of eyeball that. That's probably too much, who knows. And then some chopped fresh parsley. This is the way I do fresh parsley. We'll put it in there. Just makes it look nice and green. And, oh, I forgot. I already forgot the salt once, right? And I'm like a saltaholic. How can I forget the salt? I can't believe that. So I put a nice pinch of salt in there, and we're ready. Just gotta mix that up, and that'll be our sauce. When our wings are done, well, you'll see. It's a different way to do it. This is exciting. Thank you, Amy Schumer.
Energy.
Woo! Fog up glasses. And that vinegar. So there they are. You know, they don't look delicious yet, but they're only halfway done, right? These look kind of like you know, school lunch chicken. Just kind of baked and, you know, not crispy or anything. So we're gonna flip these things over. It's actually kind of hard to tell which ones have been flipped and which ones haven't. But I got a good cooking eye. I think I can figure it out. We're gonna jack that oven up to 425 now to crisp these up just a little bit. And do them another, it says about 30 minutes or until they're falling off the bone or really brown. So we're gonna take it up to 425 for, I'll probably set the timer for about 25 minutes and we'll check them then. Timer's off, wings are supposed to be done. Well, that caramelized, those look pretty good. Amy Schumer wings, we've got to let them rest for about 10 minutes. Our sauce is about ready. We'll toss it all together. This is going to be tasty, I hope. All right, they've rested 10 minutes. Let's do this. Amy Schumer wings. They're all cooked. I get them all into a bowl. We have our previously made, I don't know, I guess it's a yogurt sauce. These smell really good. You can smell the soy. They caramelized up a little bit. They're falling off the bone, I will tell you that. Now we're supposed to add the sauce that we made. Pour that over. Don't tell anybody I used onions instead of shallots and dried parsley instead of fresh. But it's what I had, and we're in the middle of a pandemic, right? Now, I could do the chef toss thing. I'm just gonna do it with the tongs. and just coat them up, and then we'll be ready to go. Total cook time about an hour, and prep time a little more than that. This is, I figured it out, this is 2.5 pounds of wings. It's 1 bag of chicken wings. That's pretty coated. So I'm gonna pull one out here and taste that baby. Amy Schumer's chicken wings. Oh, sorry, Mrs. Cheap. You're not gonna like them.
What?
Tommy like wingy. You know what? It's not like any chicken wing you've had before, which means it's good in a different kind of way. It's not the barbecue, it's not the hot, but it's very good. I like it. And I think you actually taste the chicken more than you do in most chicken wings. That's a hit. Thank you, Amy Schumer. Give us more recipes to try. Love your show. And thanks for watching Johnny Eats Cheap.